Hey everyone, welcome back to Code LearnX. So today finally we are here with another video under this Code LearnX Java Programming Fundamentals. Currently we are looking into Java Basics, and under Java Basics we are currently exploring basic syntax and structures in Java, right? As part of this we have already seen in the previous video about variables and data types, but in the previous video we were not able to cover reference data types of strings and enums, so we'll cover that as part of this video. And later we'll see in this video typecasting. Under typecasting we have two types, like primitive typecasting and reference typecasting. And under primitive typecasting we'll see implicit casting, right, and explicit casting. And under reference typecasting we'll see upcasting and downcasting. So before we jump into the specifics, right, let's quickly outline what we'll cover today. So basically we'll cover strings, right, what they are and how we can use them, and we'll see some cool methods that are we can get as part of strings. So in the previous video I have told that non-primitive data types, right, have some inbuilt functions, right. So non-primitive data types or reference data types have some inbuilt functions, unlike primitive data types, because we do not have any inbuilt functions or methods for the primitive data type. So we'll see that. Later we'll see enums, how we can simplify our code with the predefined constants, right. Later we'll see typecasting, right, so how we can convert data types seamlessly. So by the end of this video we'll have a solid understanding of these fundamental Java features. So let's start with strings. So what I will do, I'll create one file under this Java Basics, and we will name it as typecasting.java, correct. Okay, so we are starting with a string. So before we start with the string, right, so it is trying to define that public class, so I will define that public class typecasting. Fine. So as part of strings, right, I have some questions. So basically, what are strings in Java? So in Java, a string is a sequence of character, like words or sentences. You can think of it as a text that your program can read and manipulate. So how we can create strings? Second question comes up, how we can create strings in Java. So there are two main ways to create strings in Java. So first one is a string literal. So I will type in a string literal. So here basically we use double quotes, right. So if I say I want to create a string, and I will give a identifier here, suppose greeting, and I want to store, so I will use double quotes as a literal, right. So I will say hello code learners. So this is my string. So this is one way we can create strings in Java. So what is another way to create a string? So a string objects using the new keyword, right. So we can create strings using new keywords as well. So that will be a string object, and this is a string literal. The above one which I have created now is a string literal. Another with the new keywords, I will create a new string object. So I will give string and I will keep message identifier name, so it will become a variable, right. Identifier name together with the data type, so it's our variable now. So message is the identifier of data type string, right. So I will store I will use the new keyword, right, new string, right, new string, and herein I will say welcome to Code LearnX. Sorry, I have to use that double quote here as well. So I will say welcome to Code LearnX. So these are the two ways, right, by which we can create strings in Java. So I said we have some cool features, right, cool methods we'll be exploring as part of this. So non-reference data type or non-primitive data types gives access to some of the inbuilt methods, so that we will use now. So I want to check the length of the variable greeting, right. So what length function will return? A string, what length function will return? A number, right. So it will return the number of characters that string is having. So I will store that in a int data type, and I will call it as len, and for that I will use greeting dot length. Fine. So it will give me the number of characters that the greeting string is having, right? So another method we have is a substring, right? So what substrings do? So substrings basically extracts a part of the string, and it gives a string, right? So part of the string. So I will store that in a string, and I will call it as a substring, right? And I will give, what I will do, I will say greeting. I want to take a substring from greeting dot, and these many functions that is available for the string non-reference data type. So I will search for substring, right? Here we have. So basically we have too many variants of this, right? Substring which take one argument and another takes two arguments. So I'll use this now. So I will give the starting, beginning index and the end index, right? So I will say, so from 7, right? And I will end index, I will give length plus 1, right? I can use that, right? So len plus 1. So why I've given len plus 1? Because it includes the beginning index, but it excludes the end index, right? So if I want to extract code learners from this, right, so I have to use that. So beginning is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So from code learners this space till the end, right? So it will extract that. So now next string method that we have is charAt. So what charAt does is it gets the character at a specific position, right? Whatever position will give, it will give me a character. So it will give me a character, so I will have to create a char variable, right? Char ch, right? And from greetings, right, I want to check get greetings dot, right? So we have this charAt, it takes an index. So I will say that whatever is there at index 1, give me that. So what it will give? This e, right? So 0. So Java is basically a 0 index language, so it will consider 0 1. So from 1 it will give me e. So that is another method that string have. What we have next, we have is equal method, right? So is equal method, what it does, it compares two strings for the equality, right? So what so basically it will return a boolean for us, right? It will either give true or false. So for that I will create a variable boolean of data type, boolean data type, and I will say it as is equal, right? And what I will do, I will compare greetings dot equals message, right? I want to compare if greeting is equal to message or not. So definitely it give me false because that is not equal, right? So what is the next method that we have, right? So we have two uppercase. Suppose I want to convert the greetings to the uppercase. So I want all of the characters to be in the uppercase. For that, it will definitely two uppercase will return a string. So for that I will create a string variable, a string upper, right? And I will use this greetings dot to lowercase and uppercase we have. So two uppercase I will use. So you can explore all the methods that strings provide. So for now I have shown you some of the cool methods that we have as part of strings non-reference data types, right? So you can explore as many. You can create a string, and if you do that strings dot, right, like greetings we have, and greetings dot if you do, right, greetings dot, right, so you can see all of the method that this string is having. Sorry for that. So for printing all of this, what I will do is I will create a main method, right? So public static void main, and here I will print all those things that is required in there. So here also I have just pasted all those things, one string, and here we are using this creating this greeting string. We are checking the length, right? We are using the substring, then we are using charAt, right? Then we are using contains, right? We are checking whether this contains a method we have. We are checking whether this string hello world, right, or is containing the world word or not. So basically it will give us a boolean, right? So, and we are converting it to the uppercase. So let me save it and I will run it. So I have a quick tip for you all, right, for the strings. So basically strings in Java are immutable. So meaning once you create any string, right, they cannot be changed. So if we do any modification, that will create a new string. So that will not alter the previous string that we have added, right? So you can see, so these are the print statements I have added. So greeting, this is printing the this string, right, greeting hello world. Then this is checking the length, that is 13. Then we are getting this substring from 7 to 12, right? So it is returning me the world, right? So charAt, and this contains is giving me a boolean true, right, and to uppercase hello world, right? So it is converting the whole string to the uppercase. So these are the methods. So as you can see, right, strings are the powerful, and it comes with a variety of methods to make text handling easy and efficient. Now it's time that we'll move to enums in Java. For that, first I have a question, right? Basically, what is an enum? We are exploring enum in Java. So basically, what is an enum? So an enum, which is a short for enumeration, so it is a special data type that represents a group of constants. So think of it as a way to define a set of relative values, right? So next question comes, why we use enums, right? Why we use enums? So enum make our code more readable and less error prone by restricting variables to a predefined values, right? So how does it makes our code more readable and less error prone, right? So for that we have to see how we can define an enum, right? So what I will do for defining an enum in Java, what you have to do, you have to just write enum and you can give a name, right? Suppose I want to create a enum because days, right, days have only 7 days, like from starting from Monday to Sunday we have these 7 days. So I will create a enum day, right? So you have to define it like this. You have type in the word keyword enum, right? Basically now you know that enum is a keyword and day is identified here. So so one of the programming standard is that for defining enum we use the like uppercase characters, right? So for that I will use like Sunday, right? I will give it a comma, right? Then we have Monday, I will give a comma, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and lastly we have Saturday, right? So basically this is a enum day, right, which is having these many of constants. So enum makes our code more readable and less error prone by restricting values to a predefined value. So for our day we have a set of predefined value, so that while we are writing the large programs, right, large codes, so by mistake we do not type in any other value for a day, right? So for that we define enum and we can use that later it in our program, right? So basically here I'll have quick tip for that enum, right? So enum provides type safety, basically ensuring that variables only take a valid predefined value, so it will reduce the bugs in the code, right? So basically enum helps keep our code clean and manageable, especially when dealing with a fixed set of related constants, right? So if I want to how we can use this enum, right? So what I can do, I can create another class, another file in here, and I will say it as enum example.java. So what I will do, I will just copy paste the code that I have already written for you, right, and I will explain it there. So basically this is a enum that I have defined day, right? It is having Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So in this public class we have got the reference of this enum, right? And we have this constructor. These and all I will cover as part of OOPS concept, right? When we're learning objects and classes, right, there I will explain how we can make constructors and all. So this is basically a constructor where this is setting this day to this day value, right? So we have a method in this enum class, right? Enum example, which tells it like it is, right? So basically this is a control flow switch statement, right? So it is taking this day that we have defined, right? So in the constructor, that day has been set to this, and here we are referring to that day. So basically for Monday we are writing on the console. So Mondays are tough, we all know, like Mondays are tough, right? So in Friday we are setting, and Fridays are better. Yeah, of course Fridays are better. So for Saturday we didn't have written any case. So, and for Sunday we have said that weekends are the best. So Sunday comes under weekends. So just I have given just a message there, like weekends are the best. And for the default case, if someone tries to access other day, right, default is midweek days are so. So you can customize according to your wish, right? So then we have created a public method, and there we have created instances of all enums, right? First day, second day, right? First day, third day, fifth day, sixth day. So these we have created, and we have we have called that method which is printing the message. So let me run this, right? So first day, what it will say, Mondays are tough. Friday, what it will say Fridays are better, right? So we have called, so Mondays are tough is coming as because of this, right? First day is Monday, so it is telling what it likes it is, right? Midweeks are so. So here we have created a third day, which is the Wednesday, and for Wednesday we didn't define any case, right? So it is going under default, and it is saying midweek days are so. So you can customize according to your need. So for Friday, fifth day is a Friday, right? So for fifth day, Fridays are better, right? And sixth day is an example of Saturday, so it's a weekend, right? So if you see for Saturday and Sunday, so it is taking this weekends are best. So how it is taking, so you can pause, you can think, right? And you can write in the comments, right, why it is taking, because I have not given any prompt for this, right? And not even I have given a break in here, right? For Friday I have given a break. This is a hint. Friday I have given a break, right? For Saturday I didn't have given a break, and Saturday, Sunday I have used this. So this is coming why. So that is the question. You can pause, you can think, you can write in the comment section. So now so enums helps keep our code clean and manageable, especially when dealing with the fixed set of related constants. So now let's move to the typecasting, right? So I will go to the previous file, typecasting.java. Here we have so what is typecasting? So first question is that. So now we are covering typecasting, right? So first question comes in my mind is, what is typecasting? So typecasting is basically the process of converting a variable from one data type to another. So in Java, basically there are two main types of casting. So I said that converting one data type to another, right? So for that I will use that diagram that we have data types, right? So if I want to convert the byte to double, or double to short, or float to int, or int to float, for that purpose we use typecasting. So basically we have two type of typecasting in Java, right? Primitive typecasting and a reference typecasting. So under primitive we have implicit typecasting and explicit typecasting. For reference typecasting we have upcasting and downcasting. Basically reference typecasting is upcasting, and downcasting is used in the classes that we'll see later on. Firstly we will see primitive typecasting. So when I say that it is used for converting, so it will be used to convert the data types which can be converted. You cannot convert non-numeric types to numeric types. So if you want to convert a float to a character or boolean, so float to boolean will not be possible, so it cannot be typecasted. So you can typecast float to int, long, or double, right? So that you have to keep in mind while using that typecasting, right? So now we'll explore implicit typecasting, which is also called as, right, implicit typecasting is also called as widening casting. So why it is called widening implicit? So basically implicit casting is a way of automatically converting a smaller type to a larger type. So this is basically safe, and it is done by Java automatically. So a smaller type to a larger type. So byte is a smaller type, and short, int, long, float, and double are the larger type than byte. So suppose if I want to convert this byte to float, right? So this conversion is done by Java automatically, and that is called as implicit casting. So you might not be getting this what I'm telling. So for that I will use an example right in here. So what I will do, I will create a int, right? For that I will say my int, and I want to store here 9, right? So this is my int 9, and I want to convert, this is a smaller type and larger type will be double. So can I store this double, and I will say my double, right? And I want to store in here my integer, my int, right? So double is basically a larger data type than int, right? So can it convert, right? Of course it will convert that, right? So for that what we can use in this main method, right? So I will take it down in here, right? For now I will comment all this, and I want to see what output we get, right? So I will just type as out, and I will give a tab, and I will my int, right? I want to get access to my int, and I want to get as out my double. So what I will do is I will define in here, because I have already shown you the scope of a variable. I have defined this in the class, right? So this is basically an instance scope. We cannot get that, right? So it was giving error because of this scope thing, right? So that was in I have written those variables in the class, right? So that are coming under instance scope, and I want to access that in a right method. So basically in local scope that variable is not present. So for that what I will do is I will define that variable in here. So now that error will be gone. So you have also seen the use of scope right in here. So what I will do, I will just run this, and I think this my double, it will give me 9.0. So what it did, it add 0.0 without my instruction. It did it automatically. So because it was a widening, right? So that smaller data type, right, that can be converted to a larger type. So if I say if I have a bottle of 1 liter and I have a jar of 9 liter or 15 or 20 liter, whatever it is. So if I want to fill the water of my 1 liter bottle to a jar of 20 liter, there will be no loss of water, right? So it can be done automatically. So in similar fashion, when we are saying a smaller type or larger type, so basically byte is a 8-bit data type, right? Int and double is a 64-bit data type. So that can be converted automatically, because Java knows that there is a no data loss will happen, right? Because I'm just putting 1 liter of water to the 20 liter of jar, so there will be no wastage of water. So that Java does it with the confidence, right? So I'm taking the guarantee this will not cause any error, or your data will be not lost. So another question comes like, what if my 20 bottle jar is filled, right? And I want to put that 20 liter into 1 liter of bottle. So Java said, no boss, I'm not giving a guarantee, and I will not do this on my risk. So you have to explicitly define whether you want to do that or not, because I think in this case you will lose your data. Or in our case, if our jar is 3 liter filled, I know the capacity is 20 liter, but the jar is 3 liter filled, and if I want to put that water in the 1 liter bottle, so 2 liter of my water will be lost, right? So there might be a scenario where you will say, right, no, in jar also I have 1 liter of water, and in my bottle capacity is also 1 liter, so that their data will be not lost, right? Or water will be not lost. So that is one case, but Java cannot take guarantee, right? So whether you are storing in 20 liter of jar, whether you are storing 1 liter of water or 20 liter of water, Java doesn't know at that time. So it is thinking, if it is a jar of 20 liter, maximum it can store 20 liter, and even putting that water into that 1 liter of bottle, so there will be a data loss. So if you want to do that, you can do it explicitly. So that is where explicit typecasting comes into the picture, right? So manually, you have to manually convert a larger type to a smaller type. So this can lead to a data loss. So that is what explicit typecasting says. So you have to, Java requires you to specify that. So if what I do is, if I create another variable, right, double, my double 1, and if I store it in here 9.78, right? I want to store 9.78, and I want to create a integer int my int 1, right? And here I want to store double my double, sorry, I have to give the name of variable my double 1. So see here I am getting an error or red line. So it is saying type mismatch, cannot convert from double to int. So I know 9.78 double has a capacity of 64-bit, right? And int has a capacity of 32-bit, I guess. Yeah, 32-bit. It is a 4-byte 32-bit. So it can be stored, but Java doesn't know whether it can fit into the capacity. Double cannot be get fitted. What if someone's stored the 64-bit double here, and that you want to fit in the 32-bit, so there will be an overflow. So if you want to do it, you have to do it explicitly. You have to mention that. So here I will say no, this double, I know there is a no data loss in here, so I have to explicitly tell to Java convert this. So for that, what you have to do in this parenthesis, right, you have to just type in int. So now Java knows you are doing it on your own risk, so you can use that. For that red line is gone. So I will do as out in here, right, and I will print my double 1, right, and another as out will be for as out and tab. I will print my int 1. So what do you expect? So basically int cannot store this decimal types, right? Decimal values will be lost. So I think that will be the output. Let's see what output comes in here. See, so basically these two came up due to that. Now it is running. So these two is coming to due to this two statement. So it has added 0.0 implicitly, because that is Java takes a surety of that, no data loss, right? But in here I have a double 9.78, but for the int explicitly converting, we lost 7.8. So that's why Java tells us to explicitly do that. So this is the typecasting. Now let's move on to the reference typecasting, right? So for that, so basically this involves casting between related classes, typically within an inheritance hierarchy. So for reference casting, right, we have this upcasting and downcasting. So we'll see that in example, right? So for that, it will be better if we create a new file in there. So I will create a class saying animal.java, right? So I will create that, and there I will try to explain that, right? So so basically here casting a subclass. For the upcasting, I'm saying for it will be casting a subclass to a superclass. So this is done by Java automatically, and it is saved because subclass to a we are creating a subclass to a superclass, right? So for I will show you with an example. So I have written the code. Let me show it to you. So what we are doing in here, we are creating a class, right? We are creating a class animal which have a method make sound. So it is making some sound. So now we are creating a subclass, right, dog, which is extending animal, and here we are just overriding that method like make sound, right, system.out.println bark, right, and we have another method in here, fetch, right, so it is just fetching, right. So now, so in the main class, right, in main class this is a class with casting example. So basically what I will do is casting example.java. Okay, fine. So it has renamed whatever public class name is there, right? So that should be the name of the file also. That is the Java naming convention. That is the standard that we follow, right? So for now, just I will comment down. This is done for downcasting, right? So here what we are doing, we are creating an animal, right? We are creating instance of animal, but we are calling it as a dog. New of dog. So this is of animal, right? This my animal is of type animal, but we are instantiating it with new dog, which is our subclass, right? So what we are doing, basically we are doing upcasting here, and this is done by Java automatically. We do not have to write anything. So if I want to get the method, this because now this new dog is of type animal, and so my animal dog makes on will give me output as bark, right? So but if I want to fetch this my animal, right, dot fetch, why this will give output at bark, right? Because this makes on method is there in the animal, right? So my dog is of type animal now, so it will have access to only these methods, right? What are those present in the superclass, not in the subclass, because this is upcasting. We are creating a subclass to a superclass, right? So if we try to fetch this method fetch, which is defined in the dog class, I know this my animal is of created is the instance of dog, but it is holding type of animal, right? For that, this will give us an error, cannot find symbol, right? So if I try running this, oh, let me save it first. I think here we have some error, so I have to comment that as well. Okay, now let me run this. So this is giving me bark. So this is upcasting, right? So this is a reference typecasting. Now what I will do, let's see downcasting in here. So in downcasting, a superclass back casting a superclass back to a subclass, right? So this requires explicit casting and should be done carefully using instance of, right? So this is the keyword that we'll be using, instance of, to avoid errors, right? So basically we cannot have two public classes in here, so I will comment this upcasting one. Okay, I will save it. Right, this is fine now. So you see, this public class name has been changed in here. So keep remember that whatever the name of your public class should be the name of that file class also. So what we are doing here, we have this super class and subclass in here, animal and dog, that is extending one more method. Dog is extending animal and it is having one more method fetch. So here what we are doing, we are creating animal of new type, right? So that is our upcasting. For downcasting, what we are checking, we are giving it a condition. If my animal, this variable, right, this object, we can say, because we are dealing with the class now. So if my animal is instance of dog, right, then we are creating dog, my dog of my animal. So we are explicitly typecasting downcasting, right? And we are saying it is my animal is a type of dog. And then if we fetch this method fetch, now it will give this fetching, right? Now we have this my dog has access to this method. So explicitly we have to typecast this. So this is, we have checked if my animal is an instance of dog. So this is an instance of dog, and now we have explicitly typecasted this to this, right? So now if we run this, we will get that output there. See, bark and fetching. So this bark is coming of this, right, my animal dot makes on, right, and this fetching is coming because of this downcasting. So typecasting, you have seen, this is a powerful tool in Java that allows us to convert between different data types, making our program more flexible and efficient. Just remember to use it wisely to avoid unexpected errors. So let's quickly recap what we have learned today, right? So we have seen strings, right? So strings are essential for handling the text in Java. Remember the key methods like length, substrings, and equals that we have seen. Later we have seen enums, right? So that is great for defining a fixed set of constants, making your code more readable and less error prone. Then we have seen typecasting. So that is vital for converting between different data types, both primitive and reference types we have seen. So that ensures flexibility in our program. So mastering these concepts will significantly enhance your Java programming skills. So keep practicing, and soon, like if you will keep practicing, it will become a second nature for you, right? It will be just, you can do it just like fly, right? So if you found this video, right, helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to CodeLearnX for more programming tutorials, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest contents. If you have any questions or topic you'd like that I have missed in this topic, right, you can and if you want me to cover that, you can drop them in the comments below, right? So you can check out the previous videos that I have uploaded as part of this playlist. So if you are not following the playlist, go to the Code Learn X YouTube channel and you can follow that Code Learn X Java Programming Fundamentals playlist. So this will continue to add some more value to your Java journey, right, that you are following. And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome tutorials. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Till then, keep coding, keep learning.